So I like the from what I've seen before I even watched this, I like that everything has kind of been segregated into its own stats again. Of course, there's intellect, but then there's like grenades and melee. That's super super cool.
Yeah. Um, Ascendant shards are back.
Eh, cool. For what
Yeah.
reason?
For to upgrading the armor to give it more like energy slots.
Okay, that figures. Also, all legendary armor is going to be armor 2.0. That's
Yes.
insane.
So after Shadowkeep comes out, you can refarm for whatever armor you like and to get it 2.0.
That's insane to me.
But we'll start off with our Solstice armor as being 2.0.
Well, I'm super glad that I made the my Solstice armor build on my Titan to be the bubble because bubble's about to be fucking stupid. And it
Oh, I
makes
know.
sense
I
that that's
can.
more of like the weapon. I makes more sense for that to be more of like a damage thing than well because you're safe inside the bubble. You step out, you don't have the shields. You're not as safe, but you have the damage, and you're not immortal. You know.
Yeah, and then I was also like immediately started brainstorming. I was like, well, let's say they like change well, but not like what we think. Like it still does like damaging. So you could technically just run if you want to step. Well, we don't know if the damage stacks or not, but let's say it always does. So you could run a well and then a bubble with weapons of light. So you go through the bubble and you stand in the well. But then if you want to have a Titan with banner shield, if they're not changing that, then if all that
Exactly.
stacks, that's a shit ton of damage. Plus empowering. Well, I don't even know. I can't remember if empowering rift even stacks or not. But
It should. I'd have to do a little bit more
plus
research.
melting point if you want to be fucking ballsy even more, and a tractor cannon. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. So I guess let's see.
That's a lot.
There's a couple notes that people have over like stuff like supers recharging way too fast, like intellect,
Yeah.
and then of course choosing like, oh, I have a shotgun build for this. I'm just gonna stack a bunch of intellect and use pump action.
Because
Like
it looks like
it's
every tier that you like upgrade the intellect, like your super
Calling behind the scenes
went
Armor
down like
2.0.
40
This fall,
40
when
seconds.
Shadowkeep launches on
we'll
October
listen to this
1st,
now.
you're going to have a whole new set of building blocks that you can use to build the ideal Guardian, whatever you think ideal is, depending on your fighting style. And today we're going to take a look at that process, give you a preview of just some of the options. And who better to build the ideal Guardian than some of the developers who have been working on these new in-game systems. I'm Deej, I will be your host, but I'm going to invite the talented people who make the games that we want to play, and we hope you do as well, to introduce themselves and to kick off the conversation. Morning.
Hi, I'm Rodney Thompson, and I am the feature lead for Armor 2.0.
Ooh. What are you going to make today?
Oh, and today I'm making a Titan.
I'm Lisa Brown. I'm senior sandbox designer, and today I will be building a warlock that suits my personal tastes.
Hi, Tomo Kinoshita. I'm the combat area lead. And anyone that knows me knows that I love Hunter, so that's what I'm doing today.
He looks like a
All
hunter,
right,
man.
fantastic.
I love it.
So why don't we join their guardians who are now live in the tower. Today what we're going to do is slightly contrived. I will admit that right up front. We are using a build in the development environment. Obviously, it is not October 1st, so we're showing you the game in
Oh
the
yeah,
environment
that's
where
what
we are
everyone was
testing the
like
game
when
right now.
I was watching this whole.
And if you are
What's this
playing
bitch wearing her
Solstice of
pajamas?
Heroes,
Like,
and
what
if you're
the fuck?
acquiring your fabulous
She's-
dress
she's in her
uniforms,
own element,
you may
bro.
know
She's
that
that Bungie.
the armor that
She can do
you
whatever she wants.
are acquiring and
She's
adding
also the
glow
senior
to will
sandbox
become
director.
Armor
So
2.0 on October
what are you
1st
gonna
with
I've
tell
our
her
never
final
seen
no?
her.
releases.
I don't
So
think I've
I
ever
let's
seen
never.
take a
any of
look
these three
at
people.
these three
But
players
I
fully
don't know
dressed
either.
in
Well, I mean, they're like the
the Solstice
sandbox
of
team, so
Heroes
they're
gear
probably not
sets.
really.
And let's pretend that it is this fall.
Maybe like the other people talk
These
the
players have been
PR,
playing Destiny. They've been earning the mods. They've been earning the materials that they need to upgrade those mods. And let's step through that process. Rodney, what's the first step in taking Solstice of Heroes armor and turning it into Armor 2.0?
Yeah, so if you earned the legendary set, you can, once Shadowkeep drops, you'll be able to come over here, talk to our friendly neighborhood gunsmith, and the gunsmith is going to have an upgrade package for you that you'll be able to grab. And when you do,
Bam.
you're going to get your full Armor 2.0 set of Solstice gear. So, Gunsmith. So,
Well, what's all?
get your full Armor 2.0 set.
See, like the last one, that's Ascendant Shards. Those are, I guess, like those last two materials are for like upgrading of the armor.
Oh
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
for,
And
like-
there are Ascendant charts. I don't know why.
yeah, and I don't know what those other two are. My guess those are like.
Well,
Something.
that's just auto rifle targeting, and then there's
I'm talking about.
Rubik's
I'm
cube.
talking about the boxes.
Yeah, the Rubik's cube,
Yeah,
Lego
fuck
brick.
those are. Yeah, Lego brick with some fucking.
and then a urine crystal. All
that
right.
you'll be able to grab.
Yeah.
And when you do,
Bam.
you're going to get your full Armor 2.0 set of Solstice gear. So, crack that open.
Let's take a look. So at a
Yeah.
glance, talk to us
He's got a
about
one-eyed mask.
what
Nice.
are some of the first changes that we can observe, even at this level of the character inspection screen.
As you can see, they increased the glimmer cap.
Yeah, it's at 25 or 250,000.
Mm-hmm.
Total of 41. Is this capped at 100? Does it? He's probably about to talk about what the totals.
Yeah,
capped
so
at.
I think I'm pretty sure each bar can be capped at 100, but
But you can't have them
don't
all at
know.
100. So there's gotta be
yeah,
a total
exactly.
cap.
Like if you, I would assume that you can probably get pretty close to all of them, but like there has to be some diminishing returns.
for Armor 2.0.
Sure. Yeah.
Currently
so,
with Destiny, there's diminishing returns at every tier or every mod that you have on. So like grenades, the first mod that you put on for your grenade mod, your impact mod, your super mod does the most, and then they do a little bit less afterwards. So I hope it's not like that for the tiers. 'Cause
Yeah,
it just kinda
they
feels
talked
unnatural,
about something like that. Like
one of the
certain
first
mods
things
would be
you'll
like,
notice is
this
that-
system will be like, it's pointless to put this on. It will literally do nothing.
Okay.
That,
Let's see
with
what
the
he
introduction
says.
of Armor 2.0, we're also reintroducing Intelligence, Discipline, and Strength, the three stats from the first Destiny game that will now sit alongside Mobility, Resilience, and Recovery, the stats from Destiny 2. And those stats now, instead of scaling from 1 to 10, will actually scale from 0 up to 100. And if you tooltip over them, you can see we've added some information about what each of these stats does
Thank
and
God.
shows you where you're at on that 0 to 100 scale. So for example, mobility, one of the things it does is it increases your base speed, and each of the stats has breakpoints at every 10 points of stats, so 10, 20, 30, and once you cross that breakpoint, cross that threshold, you enter a new tier. And so once you're in a tier, that's when you gain the benefits of that, the increased benefits of that tier. So for example, right now you can see mobility for my character. I've got 30 mobility. That puts me at tier 3, which gives me the 12%.
Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Oh, Christian.
Base speed increase.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you can
Christian.
see resilience is giving you
Be
extra
honest.
shield capacity. Recovery helps you recover more quickly from when you get damaged. Your discipline is going to govern your grenade recharge rate. So the higher your discipline, the faster your grenade will recharge. Your intellect will increase your super ability or decrease your super ability cooldown time, and your strength will decrease your melee ability cooldown time.
David,
so
you're Twitch
basically,
famous.
these 6 stats are the first thing.
Isn't that
you'll
CROD,
notice,
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
weird.
Christian.
the
I
that's
just
what I
opened
thought.
up
getting
my
these
own.
stats from the
my
armor
chat.
itself. So each set of armor is going to have some number of points.
I just don't want to
each
say
of
like
the
if it was or
6
wasn't
stats.
CROD because I
And they
wasn't
all
100%
combine
sure.
And together to give you your total. And of course, the class item doesn't have.
But
any
then
stats
again,
on
his
it.
name
But
is
these
Fidel
basically will
Astro,
combine
so-
together to give you your total.
What would you
And
think?
so what you're going to be doing
Yeah,
is you're
exactly.
going to be collecting armor, finding the right combination of stats for the build that you want to make, and then putting those pieces together to help create your particular build.
Great introductory summary. I hope people collected all of that detail, because I can tell you that right now in chat,
Oh yeah,
I'm
dude,
seeing
this
people
dude, the way he
observing the
specs
fact
his
that-
armor irks the fuck out of me.
Really?
Yeah, it's because like he the mindset he has, it makes sense, but like when they do the strike, he does everything like the opposite of what he's expected to do, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God.
My ghost is over my shoulder, and my sparrow is right behind me. So yes, you can observe your ride and how well it pairs with your armor. We're investing a lot more in your personal vanity, your
Yeah.
personal
Thank
creative
God they're
expression
doing
of what
this.
your
That's
hero
so
is.
cool. Because
So
you know
yeah,
how I
you
am
can see
about
your
like
ghost, you can see your
just
vehicle,
just making my character's outfit for me.
Yeah. This definitely benefits you more than I guess for me, because more I'm just like I make like a simple build for everything, and that's what I just run. But now I guess I can go in more
Yeah,
depth now.
if your
Definitely.
if your exotics and your legendaries and your subclass works together, then David's all good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what to talk about
Alright.
anything else.
see all of
Let's
your
see.
armor and how it pairs well together into the ultimate fighting style. And yes, confirmed, Glimmercap has been raised to 250,000.
Yes.
So there's a lot to love. Our user interface team has thrown a lot of love at this screen, and there's a lot of things that people can pick through and enjoy about the hero that they are nurturing. So. Why don't you take us through the process? We want you to build a Titan that is ideal for you.
Right.
We will see one way to build a Titan, and of course there will be many, many permutations. Things that we are talking about today. Venom in our Mixer chat said, I hope this reveal is not too revealing, and that's always kind of the game. That's the double-edged sword. We want to give you some excitement about what awaits you this fall, but we also want to make sure that there are some things that you get to experience for the first time in the game. So we're going to show you some of the building blocks. We're going to show you the process that you can use to pair those together to invent new fighting styles for yourself. We are not going to be talking too much about finishing moves or the artifact or the additional perks in there. We're going to take a look at armor customization today. That's the theme for this stream, and I'll be calling out some other moments in the very near future where we'll be elaborating on some of these topics. Enough from me. Let's go back to you. Let's go to your workbench, and let's see how your Titan is going to live and breathe and fight.
Yeah, so one of the things you said was that we're trying to focus more on letting you make the decisions to build your character the way you want to look and the way you want to play, right? And so everyone's going to have a different method of deciding like what is the right thing for them to do to make their character. So for me, I like to start with a pretty straightforward concept of like how do I want to play in the fire team with these other two. So I want to play a support character. Like that's what I play. I like to play healers and defenders and people that basically buff up my allies. So I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a support character. I'm going to play a Titan using Ward of Dawn as my super.
Okay.
I've picked Lumina as my exotic hand cannon. And then I also have Tatara Gaze and an Avalanche, so that basically I'm covering all three of my damage types there. And so since I'm going to be using these weapons and I'm going to be building a support character, I'm going to really focus on trying to keep my melee up pretty often so I can give out overshields to people. I want to keep my class ability up because I'm also going to use the Crest of Alpha Lupi here.
Okay.
And so that's the sort of core that I'm going to be building around. And then I'm going to go in and I'm
This
going
guy
to
has a
pick my mods
good eye
based
for
around that.
a
So-
good matching
So we
set
just
of
saw
armor.
you acquire your Solstice of Heroes armor from the Gunsmith. How does one acquire an Exotic 2.0?
Sure. So exotic items are all converted over to Armor 2.0 so that when they drop in the world, they will be Armor 2.0ified.
Yeah.
That's a word, by the way. But also, we've gone in and we've changed over all of the exotics in your collections so that if you've already collected a particular exotic, you'll be able to pull it out of your collections as an Armor 2.0 piece. Cool. You'll have a fixed roll, so you'll still want to go out there and find drops that have a different roll that suit your character,
Yes.
but you'll be able to get a version of it out of your collections.
So on October 1st, my stag, my helmet, my
Yes.
coat rack, my beloved coat rack helmet will be waiting for me in
Yes.
collections as Stag 2.0.
That is correct, yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So now that I've sort of got my basic theme and I've picked out my exotics, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start modifying my gear. And so one of the first things you'll notice is that the randomized perks are gone and instead have been replaced by armor energy and armor mods. So we have 3 mod sockets down below and we have energy up on the top. And so just to talk about that a little bit, basically each type of armor will have an energy type and an
Nice
energy
2000
amount. This
enhancement
number goes
cores.
from 1 to 10, and this number can be upgraded. So basically, the energy amount tells you how many mods of which energy cost can be socketed in. So just a quick look down here, we can see that For example, the Paragon mod costs 4 energy. The Void Resistance mod costs 1 Void energy. So Void mods can only be socketed into Void armors. Anything that requires any energy can go into any armor piece.
You have a budget to spend now.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But your budget is not maximized there. You
it
have
is not
5
yet.
out of 10.
Yes, and so what I'm going to do is just to sort of show you how this works. Basically, I know that I'm going to be using my sniper rifle a lot because I want to get that super energy because I'm going to socket in another mod from that. So basically, when I go down here, I can look at my mods. I can see some of them are grayed out. That means I don't have enough energy to socket those in. If I move my cursor over it, you can see that the energy bars start to fill up and flash up there saying, hey, this is how much energy this mod is going to consume.
Yeah.
If I move my cursor over one of the mods that I don't have enough energy for, you can see it turns red and it shows me, hey, there's 1 energy bar there that we'd still need to be able to socket this in. So I want to make sure I've got this enhanced sniper rifle targeting because I don't want to look bad on the stream when I miss a headshot. So
No one wants to
I'm going
look
to go
bad
ahead
on
and
the stream.
upgrade here. And so now I've upgraded a few and I've got enough energy for it, so I can go ahead and socket this in. So now I've got enhanced sniper rifle targeting right there waiting on me. And it's also worth noting that mod didn't go away, right?
Aha.
Unlocks are the future.
Yes, all armor mods are unlocked. So once you've
Thank
acquired
God
it
for
once,
unlocks. Oh
it
my
has
God.
been unlocked forever. It can
no,
be
that's-
socketed into
that's a
as
big
many
point
pieces
right
of armor
there.
as you want, unsocketed, whatever, like however you want to do it. We thought this was important because we want you to experiment with your mods and experiment with your builds and be able to swap things out. So basically, once you've got it forever.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then as you unlock these different masterwork tiers, we can see that there are some new materials. There are some new economies in play here. We've seen, look at this, Ascendant Shards.
Yes. Yeah, so we do have some new materials that are going to be required to upgrade these that will be available
Fucking
from
Ascendant
various
Shards.
reward sites throughout the game. And then once you finally upgrade your armor to its top tier, one of the things you'll be able to notice, it's a little difficult to see right now, here, let me move, there we go, is that each of my stat bars shows
all
an
of his stats
increase there. You
increase
can see
once
the
you get to
green
10
on the side of the
energy.
stat bars.
Yeah.
That's because when you upgrade an armor to its full masterwork level, it actually gives you +2 to every stat all the way down the line. So basically, that's the benefit you get in addition to being able to put in more mods into your armor.
Sure. Now, the topic of enhancement cores, masterwork cores, acquiring these things has been a very loud topic of conversation in our community. Dismantle something in your inventory and cross your fingers or complete a bounty have been some of your best paths to earning those things. I'm told, and I'd like for you to confirm for me again, there are multiple different sources for these materials. So if you find yourself wanting, if you find yourself going and doing way too much business with the spider, we have new pathways that you can travel to earn those things.
Yeah, there's going to be new ways to get them, and there's also going to be ways that you can sort of upgrade into the more advanced materials as well. So, yeah, we hope that it's going to be a process where you sort of see, okay, here's what I need to do to get the things that I need to upgrade my armor.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about this a little bit more actually when we are in Germany for Gamescom. We'll be talking a little bit more about how the Nightfall will play a role in your acquisition of these materials. And then later on we'll talk about seasonal progression being a way that you can acquire these materials. But we do not want this to be a famine. We want you to get out and play Destiny and earn the things that you need so that you can have fun building your character and customizing it so it's really an extension of the way you like to play.
I like the way that he said famine, because like when you want to build out of something and you want these specific perks, it's
Oh, yeah.
still such a pain in the ass in the current build too. Even with like Menagerie and stuff, because like you end up just not being able to get it down to a perfect. Now I realize that I don't even have to build my Solstice armor the way that I am, because I'm gonna be able to right off the bat whenever this armor set comes out, like the 2.0. But like as it is right now, it is so terrible trying to get like your build perfected. And like it kind of feels like we've gone from having these armor perks to it kind of feeling like it was vanilla Destiny, like Destiny 2, where like everything was just kind of so dry, just because you couldn't get stuff perfect, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A lot of people were farming stuff like spare rations. Of course, this is another like I guess another like drop that you can say is famished, Of course, they're increasing the drop rate, but like trying to get that perfect roll on it just to try it out could take people years the way that it currently is. And of course, they're going to drop it. It's just kind of like, I don't know. At least we're seeing a lot more like laid out, structured ways to be like, all right, I want this perk on my helmet. Okay, yeah, go unlock it, and then you can put it whenever you fucking want. That's huge.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
not like hoarding
Lava
as
tried to
many
defuse
as
the controversy.
whatever mod.
Yeah. Like, the gunsmith was selling Icarus mods, and I just grabbed a shit ton of them yesterday. But, like, I could have already had that on my Hush if I wanted to. If we were in this sandbox.
Along the way, please continue down the path.
Sure.
And show us what you got.
So I've already got my enhanced sniper rifle targeting in, and now I want to go ahead and make sure I've got plenty of ammo for this. So one of the things we've done
Chance
is
of
we've
finding
broken out
primary
the ammo
ammo while you
finders
have a scout
into
rifle equipped.
specific weapon ammo finders. So I'm going to be going in here and getting my sniper rifle ammo finder. We've also made sure that the ammo finders, they not only work a little bit more reliably, but they also show you that they are working a little bit more visibly. And hopefully when we get into the actual gameplay, we'll be able to show off exactly what that looks like. So I'm going to go.
Thank God. I hate whenever Destiny has, like, just the worst described perks ever. I have the ammo finder. Increases the chance of heavy ammo dropping. Does it actually do anything? We don't fucking know. But it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, they've changed it this time, so now like if an ammo like drops because of the perk, it will be like colored differently, or
Thank
like a light beam
God.
will like show
Oh
up.
my God.
So now you know like if the perk is like working, and you're like, oh, so
Good,
this
and
ammo is
socket
from the
that
perk, and you're like, pog.
Thank
Got
the
one
gods.
leftover energy. I've got one open socket over here, so you can see that, hey, a lot of these are grayed out, but I've got some choices down
Do you
here.
still
I
have
can get void
super mods?
resistance,
Uh-oh.
minor resist, or major
They're
resist.
the most cost-worthy
I think
ones,
for
though.
this one, I'm going to put in major resist, just because I ain't scared of no minors. And yeah, so that's my helmet. And so now I'm going to go over here and start working on my gauntlets. So let's see here. I think I'm going to be
Enhanced
using
loader.
my Lumina a lot to buff people. So I think, and that's probably my primary. So I think I'm going to go with enhanced hand cannon loader. Put in there. I need to upgrade my armor a little bit here, so I can get my full energy amounts there. Get my full masterwork. Let's see here. I could also do sniper rifle loader. I'm not going to be using my grenade that much, so I don't think that one's going to benefit me too much. I don't have anything for my machine gun right now, so I think actually what I'm going to do is go with my large weapon loader here so that I've got something for my machine gun. So my hand cannon and my machine gun are going to have a pretty good reload rate. I've used up all my energy, so nothing in my general socket for this one.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
interesting how you're letting people really double down
Crest
on the
of
things that are
Alpha.
important to them with some expensive mods, but
Yeah.
if you want to diversify a little bit more, you can pick some of the cheaper options and
Yeah.
have different skills across the
And
spectrum.
it's worth noting in this particular one right here, I picked an enhanced mod and then I picked a broadly useful mods, and those are pretty expensive. If I instead was to pick something more specific, like my sniper rifle loader, it's a little bit more on the expensive side because there are both special and heavy sniper rifles, and also the reload time on a sniper rifle is really, really important. But if I was just using regular hand cannon loader, I would be able to afford more mods. So basically, you kind of make a choice about how important it is to you, and it could be that based on the perks that you have on your particular hand cannon, that reloader mod isn't as important to you, right? So it's going to be about weighing what perks I have on my weapons, what perks do I need on my armor to live that gameplay style that I'm aiming at. All right, so now I got to go in and start. Don't have much energy on my crest here, so I'm going to go ahead and crank this up.
While you do that, Miss Noodle in our Twitch chat is asking, do we have to acquire these mods before we can use them?
Yes.
Yes. And how? Where will these mods be found? How can players expect to be acquiring these?
Yeah, so the mods will actually drop from about 3 different sources. You'll be able to get them from the gunsmith. He will both sell mods on a rotating basis, so basically they'll rotate through and you can just buy them from him.
Yep.
You can also get them from gunsmith packages. So if you get the gunsmith Engram, sometimes it will include a mod.
Okay.
You'll also be able to get them from just world engrams, and then also some of the mods, like the enhanced mods, will come from engrams that you'll get from Iron Banner and the Raid and other Pinnacle sources. So basically, like they're grouped into big chunks there, so that's
Wonderful.
why you'll be able to go get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot less guesswork. People
Yeah.
know what to do. People know where to go.
All right, so because I'm going to be using a sniper rifle, I want to make sure I've got plenty of reserves there. And I think also in this case, I want to make sure that I am not getting flinched as well. So I think, again, I'm using a lot of enhanced perks because I think that I need all the help that I can get. So that's eating up a lot of my budget. But again, I got one left over here, so I think another major resist to just double down. And that is my chest piece. Now when we start getting into
Nice.
the boots here, I definitely have to make sure that I'm picking up plenty of sniper rifle ammo. So I'll grab my sniper rifle scavenger. And I think also
Oh, so
I
sniper
need more
special
energy.
weapon scavengers are gauntlets now.
Yeah, might want to do that.
They used to only be gauntlets and
But it seems like there are some
cloak.
themes to the types of impact
Yeah,
that
I think
different
it's,
types of gear
based
have on your
on-
build, right?
Yeah.
Like,
The energy.
yeah.
So I guess that's how it works.
Yeah, it's based on the energy, but like what I'm saying is like they used to not even have those perks on
Oh
boots.
yeah.
They used to just have primary weapon scavengers on boots. Now they're on boots. I didn't see any scavenger perks for the gauntlets, so I guess that they're gone off of gauntlets, or you just didn't pick them up yet.
it looks
Of
like
course,
the
we're not really
boots here really indicate what sort of ammo you're acquiring.
Yes, absolutely. So one of the things we do is we make sure that basically for the sockets that are armor piece specific, like these are the leg armor mods, there are certain mechanics that are only found in there. So all of the scavenger mods are down here as well. Plus, like traction is on the boots. If you look at like the chest, basically that's where the capacity and the unflinching
Being able to
ones
master
are,
exotics
mods
is
are.
dope, too.
And this is similar to how things are distributed in the perks right now and the random armor in the game right now. But we've just sort of doubled down on making it so that they have a very clear, like, hey, these are boot mods, these are chest mods, etc. The one thing that is nice, though, is that because these two slots are they're both just leg armor slots, you can have a scavenger mod and a scavenger mod, where you couldn't have that before, right? You couldn't have two scavenger mods, you couldn't have two unflinching mods, right? Like if I wanted to, I could have unflinching sniper rifle and unflinching hand cannon if I wanted to, right? And so like you have a little bit more flexibility in how you like what kinds of mechanics you have access to at any given time. So I'm gonna keep going here, sniper rifle scavenger, and I think traction, and that leaves me with 4 left over. So since I've got 4 left over, I think what I actually want to do is I'm not going to use all my energy, but I'll increase my strength because I'm going to want to give overshields to these guys. So I want to make sure I keep my melee up pretty often.
Okay.
So now getting down here into my last piece, my class item, this is where I want to make sure that I put in my remote connection. This is how I'm going to get my
There's
super energy
Absolution.
in order to cast Ward of Dawn.
I guess that's
so
a
I
new
want to make
perk.
sure
It
I'm
was
getting
on the
lots of
Solstice
sniper rifle
armor now,
kills.
but
I've already invested a lot.
Absolution
into
is like you
my
pick up
sniper
wards and it
rifle
recharges
perks
all
so
your
far.
all your abilities.
And then I think, yeah, I'm going to be using my class ability a fair amount because I've got the Crest of Alpha Lupi. So I'm going to go ahead and put Perpetuation in. And this is going to leave me with quite a bit of energy left over. So I think what I'm going to do is, with this 5 left over, I'm going to go ahead and put in Intellect mod to get my super coming back faster.
So majestic.
Yes. So now I have put in a full suite
Damn.
of mods on all of my armor. And one of the things people can see is that the mods that I've socketed in, it has put those tooltips down there. The UI team did a great job of coming in and making sure that the tooltips reflect the changes in Armor 2.0. You can see an armor's energy type, its energy amount. You can see its stats. You can see the fact that it has fully Masterwork stats. I didn't call it out, but one of the things you might have noticed is that the Intellect mod, well, you won't be able to see it on this one actually, but let me go back to the legs. Sorry. Yeah, so the Strength mod here, when I move my cursor over it, the stat bars actually change, so I can see like, hey, this is going to add to the strength of this item. So it adds it in, and you see the strength bar actually goes up. So you can see exactly what your strength has gone up to because I had that mod in there.
Yeah, you get a nice preview for
Yeah.
your mod shopping needs.
Yeah, so now I've got all my mechanics in place, but I think the last and occasionally most important part of this is I gotta make myself look pretty.
Come on,
because
yeah, let's go.
I can't not play the fashion game a little bit.
Yep.
So
And
I
this is where he
like my
brings in the
solstice gear for the
ornament.
most part, but I think I want to change out this headpiece.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go into my ornaments and I'm going to find.
Oh my.
Yeah, this is the one. right
These are
here.
the universal ornaments that we gave sort of just a conversational textual preview of in a previous conversation. And I mean, this is a huge shift for us.
It is.
Playing the tactical game, building the perfect tactical guardian meant that your style choices took a back seat. You could apply some shaders and try to get yourself closer to how you want to look. But now, when you look at a guardian at a glance, you're not necessarily going to know how they fight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, one of the things we don't do is we don't overwrite the exotics, right? So you're
Yep.
always going to be able to recognize the exotic that someone's wearing. But yeah, you'll be able to change your appearance. And we felt like that it's important because, like, people want to, play the way they want to play. They want to look the way they want to look, and I feel like they should be able to do both of those things without a lot of friction. So we're starting this off. This is the first steps in that direction. But we're starting it off with the universal ornaments, which you can see I put on my fancy bighorn helmet here, and like this looks okay, right? But that blue and that gold clash. I think I got to start applying some
Yeah, no
shaders
good.
here.
No
Right?
good.
Get some shader
Yeah.
action.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of this New Age Black Armory.
Is that your favorite too?
Well, it's one of them. It looks so darn good on this Solstice set, and yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
look
go
at
ahead
that.
and look at
Oh.
that. That red and
Lovely
that
gold.
gold
So
is
fancy.
just.
Now the Lupi gold trim goes with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Very stylish. Very fashionable.
Listen, I may have made some choices based on cosmetics here. All right.
this is Destiny in full effect,
Indeed.
says
True.
Gook Girl. And
Absolutely correct. And now the other thing I like about the Solstice one here is that I don't have any armor glows. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with this right here. So yeah, that is my. Look at that. Look at that beautiful,
very
magnificent
nice.
Titan there.
Now, if you have achieved the glow in Solstice of Heroes, we don't have that in this development build, but we do want to call out that you would be able to apply that glow to this Guardian.
Ooh, I got
So
those.
those are things that you get to bring forward with you into the third year of Destiny 2. You get to be as fabulous as your heart desires.
Look
So
at that.
fabulous.
Look at that majesty. So majestic.
Very beautiful. All right, thank you. Anything else to say about your Titan?
Nah, I'm good.
You're ready to go. All
I'm
right, so
ready.
we're going to be hand-picking a strike that we're going to play once
Yes.
all of our Guardians are sorted. Lisa and Tomo have been doing a little bit of the busy work behind the scenes, some of the master working and upgrading. So now we can just get to building. Lisa,
Yeah.
a warlock after my own heart.
That's true.
But how do you like to fight? How you
So-
feeling today?
I'm feeling extremely lazy today, as you may tell, because I wore my pajamas to work. So I'm going to focus my build around the Getaway Artist exotic, which is an exotic where a Stormcaller can consume their grenade to get an Arc Soul that, not just any Arc Soul, a sentient Arc Soul, which is like Arc Soul times 1,000. So I'm really going to rely on it doing a lot of the work. So Arc Souls, they're pretty good at getting grenade energy back, but I want to make absolute sure that I have that grenade up as often as possible so I can have my Arc Buddy up as often as possible. So I'm going to approach it a little bit differently than Rodney. I'm just going to start out by going through every one of my armors and putting in the Discipline mod, which reduces my grenade cooldown, because that's sort of the core of this build, is having that Arc Buddy
Oh, I
up.
do want to see how
So
low
I'm just
her
gonna
grenade charge can get.
pre-slot everything, so that way I know like how much I have to work with left over. And I want to point out that some of these mods stack with each other, like these Discipline mods. They'll stack with the ones you put on other ones. Other mods, like the mods that show up in these two slots, you can't put like double rocket launcher scavenger in both of them. If you assign one, then you can't assign it in the other. But they're pretty low labeled, like what stacks and what doesn't stack, I'd say.
In some occasions, it won't even let you equip a mod
Yeah.
that doesn't stack, right?
Yeah, if it doesn't stack, it'll just be like
Yeah.
you can't equip
They'll
this.
get grayed out.
Yeah. And so.
So the system doesn't let you waste your mods. It doesn't let you build.
Right.
It doesn't let you build guardians that has perks that aren't well combined.
Yeah.
I'd also like to observe that doubling down on discipline is a hilarious combination with wearing your
Yes.
pajamas to work.
Yes. So now I am at tier 9.
Grenade
of discipline,
cooldown
so
at
I get my
37
grenade back in
seconds.
37 seconds, pretty quick.
32 seconds
now
is
that
the
I
max.
have that,
I'll have to look up what it
because
is right now.
my arc buddy
I'm
is
pretty sure
doing
it's
most of the
nowhere
work,
near
I'm
that
going to
low.
do something a little crazy and run double special weapons. So I'm going to run Arbalest in my primary and another fusion rifle in my secondary. Or kinetic. Yes, kinetic and second. You know, the terms, they got all confused. My 2 slots, I'm using 2 special ammo. So that means I really have to do a lot to focus on ammo for those 2, since I will be running dry. So for my other 2 slots, I'm going to focus on, I've got fusion rifle ammo finder and linear fusion rifle ammo finder, because this is going to be what generates most of my ammo, since you know, I'm going to be running low. So it's only showing me the ones that can go in this armor. Stuff with no energy type. Focus on ammo. I'm all kitted out.
I got that much. I'm
And a crowd
pretty much going to be the
around.
same.
Rodney knew exactly what he wanted.
Yeah, just how our builds are different.
And she brought all the shaders, though. Rodney was slacking.
Her fucking shit looks ugly as hell too. She like shades it horribly.
I don't necessarily just pick one shader and put it down the line.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Tomo? Yes. So everyone else started off by showing off some of their gear. I actually want to step in real quick to my subclass choice, because this actually might be a little new for
And
what
this is the
people are
Night
playing out in
Stalker
the
stuff.
wild
This
right
is
now.
what's up.
And so I've already selected it, but as you can see, I'm actually going bottom path Void Hunter. And I know top path and middle path are the most popular options right now. And so the Sandbox team actually did an update to the Void subclasses, gave them a little bit of love. And so I kind of want to show it off a little bit here, show that the bottom path actually is viable now. And so I'm just going to quickly hover over these things. I won't go into too much detail. You guys can screen cap it or whatever you want on, out there as you're watching the streams. But the main thing is, like, there's a really cool synergy now between the smoke bomb that the hunter has.
Throw a smoke bomb, make him invisible, and providing heart at the pack buff. Okay. Grants weapon haste and increases mobility, recovery, and resilience. Weapon haste.
As well as the grenade. And so those 2 things kind of tie back
And then the damaging enemies with grenades gives you melee, and making people invisible gives you grenades.
back and forth into, if I can throw my smoke bomb down, and with the bottom path, as many hunters know, it actually makes you and your allies invisible. So I'll be doing that often in this stream, but that actually recharges my grenade energy. And then when I have my grenade up and I throw that on an enemy and it starts to tick the enemy with damage, it actually increases my melee energy charge. So I'm actually able to kind of create this cycle of feeding those 2 things back into each other.
And very opposing aesthetics between a warlock that is consuming grenades to have a helper buddy and a hunter that just wants to throw them everywhere so that they can disappear and wreak havoc.
I'm going into the back lines of the enemy team, and you guys are going to be the ones that are going to have to help me get out of it. Worst case, I'll just make myself invisible.
Look, I've got Lumina. You'll be fine.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
Exactly. And so then I'm also going to try something a little unique here when it comes to my weapon loadout. And so in my kinetic slot here, I'm actually going with the shotgun. And then also in my heavy slot, I'm going with the shotgun.
Bro, has the god
The reason
roll
for
kitten
this is
working?
with the Solstice gear, the hunter will automatically roll with arc energy. And arc actually has an affinity with shotguns, and so this actually ties those 2 things in really well. And so that's my hope. We'll see how well it works out. And so I'll start off with the helmet like everyone else. I've already, like Deej said, I already went through and masterworked all of them, so. And then I got,
Shotgun loader, impact inductions, shoddy scavenger,
I'm going to go down to appearances.
and then pump action, yeah. Figures.
Exotic, and so I'm actually going to keep this looking, have a good amount. The season.
A bunch of homage to you.
All right, come on. I just want to watch the strike now.
Exotic does a pretty decent job of getting grenade energy back. Get to work. Hey, Tomo.
I'll go ahead and just watch the
When
strike.
Tomo gets into danger and is like, "Help! I am dying," I want to have the noble rounds to be able to throw a little healing in his way.
One of the rare instances in which my friend is going behind enemy lines, so I will shoot him in the back.
I will shoot him.
All right.
All right.
Let's do this.
Game
Are
is
we going
afoot.
left or right?
Let's
Left or right?
go. All right, Arc Buddy. Get to work. Yeah.
All you got to
You
do
know-
is walk around.
You know, in
All
this.
the bad guys went right.
See, this is
you guys are
this is nice because it works really well with the fusion rifles because I can take
Yes.
my time. I don't have to be
Amazing
hasty
build.
about, shooting. I can
Yeah, she
line
like
up
never
and
shoots.
charge
She's
up
mostly
without
Arc
a
will do
lot of-
everything.
That
a
is
lot of
crazy though.
distress.
She really doesn't.
So I am, Arc Buddy's doing a lot of work, and I'm.
Like I'm
actually
pretty sure every time they
playing
like
really
go
leisurely
like switch between
fashion,
people and they are really bad
and
she like
just
never shoots.
always, trying to keep him up, and kill stealing from everyone else. I can't quite control him. He's very enthusiastic.
He's a strong,
And you can see
independent
now,
Arc buddy.
like, I already have my grenade back up. Keep doing that.
Arc Buddy all day.
Arc Buddy all day, seriously. Got some ammo to, I'm doing well on ammo so far. Have
She's
plenty of
doing
special
nothing.
because I'm not
That's
spending too much of it.
crazy.
No, I'm just
Because Arc
using.
buddy's doing all the work.
I'm just using my guns for special occasions. Special occasions. Oh, and do we want to call out the ammo
Ooh.
finder? So if you switch over to my two, oh, it went away.
Oh,
I
you
accidentally picked it
gone.
up.
Picked it up.
I got too close. Oh well, we'll do it again later. We'll
Yeah.
do it again later.
It'll come up again.
Who's
we
got
gotta do
left
that.
to kill?
We'll show that later, but you did indicate that when your ammo finder is working, you want to be able to call that out, give people sort of a visual cue in some new and interesting ways. So
Yeah.
we'll find a moment to show exactly how that works soon.
Oh, there's guys
Oh,
over
there's
here.
guys over here.
They were hiding from
They
us.
were hiding. What a bunch of jerks.
They were scared of Arc buddy.
They were.
were.
Arc Buddy is terrifying. Ah, there's one. I found another one. Switch back to me. So you'll see that ammo has a special glow on it. That means that that ammo was specifically generated from my ammo finder perk. So
Yeah.
you can kind of tell, like, oh, it's actually doing something. That's how I can tell.
And at the moment it happened, you also get an indicator on your HUD as well, so that if it happens in the middle of a firefight, you can see that you get a little buff that tells you, hey,
You done did it.
you got it.
You
got
done
some
did
ammo.
You done good. You did good.
Easy to do. All right.
You know, we talked earlier a little bit about how you're going to be able to pull your exotics out of your collections.
yes.
We didn't really mention anything about legendaries, and I think it's worth pointing out something that I'm really excited about that my team put a lot of work into. Specifically, I should call out my tester did a really great job of
Ryan,
making this
woo.
possible. Good job, Ryan. And that is that all legendary armors in the game are going to drop as armor 2.0 from Shadowkeep on. So basically, any armor drop at that point from any source that's legendary is going to be an armor 2.0 armor. So that means all the planetary armor sets. If you go back and do an old raid or escalation protocol or whatever, or Dreaming City or take your pick, right? It's all going to be dropping as armor 2.0 armor.
Even if you're pulling it off a vendor, like if Anna Bray has
Yep.
my favorite Warlock chest piece because it looks like Tuxedo Tails, I can go back and say, hey, give me the new stuff.
Yep,
and-
we
and wonderful.
updated those with, they have fixed rolls, so you're still going to want to get a drop because the fixed rolls tend to be pretty, middle of the road-ish.
Yep.
So if you want to, you're going to want to be chasing better stat rolls that fit the kind of build that you're going to make, or higher stat rolls, honestly. So you're going to want to, still get those drops, but if you just want to grab one of the vendor pieces,
This
it will be
strike
armor
is
2.0.
garbage.
Down there.
Oh, I can't stress it enough. This
Tomo,
strike
you
is
want to
so
talk about
trash.
some of the super stuff now, or you want to wait for more?
Very true.
We will see if we can get any combatants to show up here, and then we can go over some of the changes
All
with
right.
this subclass.
I'll rein in Arc Buddy for now, so you can show off.
Yeah,
Let's see. Come on, guys.
there they are.
Oh, the signs are
Yeah.
very squirrely.
There's all kinds of scions over here. In fact, I
Yep,
may
my
have
armor finder
I may
triggered.
have jumped right into the middle of combat. I might need your help, Rodney.
Where are you at?
Oh yeah.
Out of here.
So as you can see, whenever I chuck my grenade and I'm actually able to hit something with it, then I'll be getting my melee cooldown back. And then the other cool thing is if I can get myself and especially allies with the smoke to make us invisible, then it'll also increase my grenade cooldown.
Also,
It's so many
if
buffs.
you make me invisible while Arc Buddy is out, Arc Buddy shooting does not break invisibility.
Yes, it is. It is amazing. It's an invisible
Is there
death
anything
machine.
Arc Buddy can't do?
It
That's the real
can't do
question.
my taxes. It's.
Have we tried though?
I mean, it's pretty brute force, you know. It pretty much knows only one thing.
So it can do your taxes, but you get audited.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes, precisely.
Arc Buddy stealing my kills.
I'm sorry. He's got a mind of its own. Literally, he's sentient.
He's very good.
Never apologize for Arc Buddy.
Oh, I won't. I won't.
We've seen mention of this in chat, but indeed, if you look at your teammates in any instance, whether you're in the tower or if
yeah.
you're on a strike, over their heads you can see which class they are. So if you want to make some immediate educated decisions as to how someone's playing, we're not giving you a number over their heads now. We're letting you know if they are Hunter, Titan, or Warlock. Just some of the different subtle UI changes that we've made. These all go live October 1st.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Got my soup. Whoa! I did a thing where I jumped. I leapt before I looked. Everything's fine. Everything's under control.
Rodney, I also try to play as a support player, and so I'm taking a lot of notes as to how you built your Titan. But aside from Lumina, because I never touch hand cannons, what are some of the things that your build is enhancing your support player?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God,
one of the big ones that I'm
console
really relying on
hand
right
cannon
now a lot
reload.
is my ability to give
Oh, no.
overshields to my allies with melees. And I've got to basically stick with my friends and get those melee kills, but the Titan, the Defender Titan, is able to basically give himself and his allies an overshield with
So
the
is this
melee
dude
kill,
gonna
right?
use super
And so
soon? I need to see the
one of the things I
bubble.
was doing when I was building with my
They will when they get to this
powered melee
the
kills
one area
boss.
where you're gonna
pretty
jump the
often,
gap with your
because
sparrow.
basically, if
Oh, okay.
it's already kind of a challenge to be in close proximity to your allies and also getting a melee kill at the moment when they need it. So I want to make sure that if I'm in that situation, I've got my melee up and ready to go.
Oh, fuck.
I mentioned that we're going to be talking a little bit about supers at a later date, and obviously certain things are best left to be discovered by players in the game, but if you want to just show off one, since you're meleeing, since you're doing the punching, if you want to just show off one finishing move as a little hors d'oeuvre.
Ooh, we get permission to show off a finisher. Right as there's not enough.
Right as there's not enough bad
do.
guys for finish.
Hey, you don't have to do it right now.
Give him a little teaser.
Yes, we've been told we're holding ourselves back for
Yes.
this stream.
So the seasonal artifacts are things that you'll discover in your own time. The finishing moves. I mean, if you know everything about this game when it launches on October 1st, we've done you a great disservice. So we know how much people love to wait for things, but at the same time, we want your real-time moment in the action
so
to
here
be
it
full
is.
of eureka.
All right, I'm gonna be Hunter and do the stupid thing that is jump into the enemy lines.
All right, do it. Yeah. Tell us a bit about that shadow shot.
Yeah, so the
Huh?
Shadow Shot actually got a buff, especially with its damage. So you're gonna, especially in PvP, but even in PvE, you're gonna feel a good amount of damage.
One-shot
from it.
bows in PvP.
And then, like
Thank
I
God.
said earlier, I'm
That
definitely
stuff
been going
stunk.
back and forth between my grenades and my melee charges to make sure that I have those up as frequently as possible. And I think once we go through here, I'll try to make everyone invisible, and then we can have Rodney pop maybe the Ward of Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
absolutely.
talk about
Once we're on
Ward
the-
of Dawn.
once
Ward of
we're on
Dawn,
the
Ward of
ledge.
Dawn, Ward of Dawn, Ward of Dawn, please.
Yeah. All right. So Ward of Dawn. I don't even really know that I need to say anything because I think people are pretty much going to figure it out as soon as I use it.
That's true.
That's
The
true.
content speaks for
Monitoring
itself.
chat.
Monitoring chat.
Prepare
That's
chat.
true. I mean,
Let us know what you see when.
what if someone's just listening and not watching? You know.
Well, that's
well,
just.
that is true. Look at you being all thoughtful, Lisa.
Lisa's always looking out for the edge case.
That's
All
true.
right.
That's what I do.
All right, y'all ready for this? Here
We're
we
ready.
go. We got bad guys.
All right.
And
Weapons
you might
of
notice
flight, dog.
Weapons of
What
light
the
back
hell?
by default.
Yep. It's must see
Back by
GG
default.
Weapons of Light. I believe that was the first instance in chat for Mixer. Let's see over on Twitch. Over shield outside of bubble. Chat prepared. Bubble time. Weapons of Light, baby, says Mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really
Very nice, very nice.
no secrets to be kept from this community.
That's true. All right. Doop, doop, doop. Oh,
All right, and we did it, guys.
get out of here, Scion. All right, I'm gonna make sure my arc buddy is up when I do the sparrow part because it likes to shoot at
Oh,
people
as
that
you're
drove by.
as you're running.
That's amazing.
Come on, arc buddy. Woohoo!
I don't know if you can see the scrolling here, but both chat windows are extremely pleased with
Good.
your tactical choices, Rodney.
Yeah. Get him, Mark, buddy. Pew, 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 pew. Pew. I don't think he. Oh, he actually got someone. Good job.
While you're driving
While
the
I was
Sparrow.
driving. Oh, he went away. Okay, that was fun. That was just. That was not necessary.
Arc Buddy riding shotgun.
Yeah, quite literally.
Get out of my way.
Okay, have you noticed that they got rid of the
But yeah,
level?
I'm very pleased with how much
Yeah, like
ammo I
characters'
have for my
levels.
fusion rifles.
Is that what you mean?
I'm
Yeah.
not starved
Yeah.
at all.
That's pretty cool.
I'm also.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know why they
very-
did that, but they
very-
just, I guess they just replaced it with
This is a good word. Chill.
the class icon.
This is a very chill play style. You know, just
Yeah,
sort of
Good
hanging
for
back.
me.
Very nonchalant.
Every now
Pajamas
and
all
then I'll
right
take
with me.
take a shot. You know.
Special occasions.
You can still
Special
tell if they're
occasions.
low level. Just
which
look at the
mods
armor.
make your Sparrow faster?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Alas.
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 Question answered.
Alas.
I think the laugh was really all I needed.
Sorry. You know,
And talking about your ammo stuff, it is worth also pointing out that in
Tomo, make me invisible.
this activity,
Yes.
you're not super starved for ammo right
That's
now.
true, you know.
But in other activities, maybe something
You
where
You
we have
missed the
famine
smoke
on, it could
so
even
far ahead.
become important for someone who's not running double specials
Right.
Sure.
as well. So
You can
like,
anticipate really cool conversations like,
Yeah.
what are the mods? What are the burns? Like, what are
I
the
hate when they
challenges
go
this
to
week?
this
Yeah.
chick
there might
because
be
for
a
some reason
situation
her
where,
natural
hey,
look is always
the
pointing
burn
down,
is
and I
particular
hate it.
strike
That's
or
what
Never-
irritates me.
or
She's
whatever.
like looking
It-
down the whole time.
Yeah,
It's all
she's
stuff
always
on
looking
the
slightly
void
down, and
resistance
I
mods or
don't
whatever,
know
just to give
why.
ourselves a little bit of extra. A little
It
bit
actually
extra
irks me.
I would imagine like
Why are you
probably
looking at the
be,
ground all the time?
shifting
Like,
things
look
up
in front
as
of you.
You know, if you want to go to a different activity, or if you want to change out your loadout, it's relatively simple to just pop in and
Yeah.
bloop, 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 bloop. Just
Yeah.
make adjustments since the mods are no longer consumable. There's a small glimmer cost to slotting them, but otherwise it's pretty flexible for moving around.
But there will be activities where you lock the build, yes?
That's
Yes,
true.
that is
So
true.
make some very tough choices before you play one of those activities.
Yeah.
You know, that's where we want teamwork to play a big role as well, right? Like we did a little bit of pre-match coordination, but in particularly high difficulty activities, I think you're going to want to work together to make sure, hey, I'm covering this side, you cover that side.
Sure.
There are even mods, and we're not showing them off today, but there are even mods where, like, if Lisa, for example, you know, she knew she was going to be starved for ammo, but she wanted to spend her mods on something else, I might be able to actually help her with her ammo
Yeah.
economy as well.
Yeah.
So.
So you can
Create
coordinate a
some
little nice.
team synergy.
Synergy, that's the word.
And if you're a solo player, you can
Bubble
take a
back
look
here.
at how your team is playing the game
Where? Oh, I found it.
and make adjustments. You know, the team I've been matched with is not good at something, so I'm going to overcompensate for the rest of them. All right, you have boss melting mods, so show goodness.
We just showed it.
He turned. He,
Yeah, basically
We didn't quite get him.
Tomo's style of jumping in recklessly, the boss resist mod is helpful for that when he goes to
They
try
didn't
and
one cycle
punch it
him?
out with
Lol.
this guy.
And
Trash
I
with
just go
2.0.
invisible
They
and
couldn't
make
one
everyone
cycle
else
him. What are they
Yeah.
doing?
Are you
That's
going to let them
garbage.
save loadouts,
Easy.
or are they going to have to memorize
Tracker
their favorite
candy?
loadouts
Like,
and
what the
change them out from
fuck?
activity to activity?
I think this is where you're going to want to keep a couple of different pieces of armor handy. So, like, if you've got a particular loadout that you like for
Wonder
Crucible
how
or whatever,
Yeah.
you might just have a
The
Crucible
kill, like
set.
the
and you're
finishing
like, okay, I'm
blows
gonna swap
work.
this
He's
out,
just
pretty
walking up and
quickly.
punching him and
because
it's
you can
doing
have
nothing.
as many mods or the mods socketed into as many pieces of armor as you
Well,
want.
they gotta be, like,
It's pretty
low.
Easy.
Yeah, no,
that's
he had
actually
a,
what I
like,
end up-
he was
I think
highlighted.
what I end up doing is basically
Punched
saying,
him
like,
and
okay,
nothing
well,
happened.
I'm going to use this.
Oh, you have to, like, hold it
literal
down,
Crucible armor
I
set
think.
Yeah,
as my
probably.
Crucible armor, and just make sure that the mods I have socketed in fit the playstyle that I want.
I will remind you, and this is my fault because I put you on the spot, but our audience does want to see a finishing move.
When I first saw finishing blows, I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome. But then I'm like really trying to realize, look at it, and I'm like, there's not a whole lot of times we're able to use those.
It's
you, Rodney.
It's
It's-
Rodney.
it's
All
me?
right.
Okay.
Other than,
Our
like,
buddy will lead
strikes.
him down.
So
Okay.
you'll see that little dot over the head. and then
Boom.
There you
Like,
go.
some
Right
shit
in
you
the
don't do
wall.
Punched
for
him in its heart. Lol.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
The first one's free.
First one's free. You have to wait for the rest. All right.
All right, it's about that time.
It's about that time to
What
finish
time
the
is it?
strike.
Kill this boss time.
It's final boss time.
Whoa! I did the thing where I died. I died.
don't
I'm
die.
sorry.
fall.
Oh, no.
I fell. I fell off. I'm sorry.
Which mod gives you an emergency quadruple jump for when you find yourself floating over the cliff? Again, with the less than no laugh.
I feel like we should have a parachute mod.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you for coming back for me.
Jetpack mod.
I'm the support character.
That's
so
true. It's your
I-
job.
I came back
Thanks
for
for
you.
doing your job.
Good job.
Ooh, I almost did
All
it
right,
again.
let's do this thing.
Never rely on applause.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh, goodness. All right. Let's punch in the air. I fear you not. Oh, I almost died. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything will be
Arc
okay.
Buddy's here. Oh, you killed him before Arc Buddy got to shoot
The hunter
him.
carried them.
Rude.
Are we worried about Arc Buddy's
Oh,
feelings now?
100%.
Yes, we are. He's
Arc Buddy
sentient.
is
You can
sentient.
tell by like the
Sentient.
hunter actually like
Yeah,
plays
it's
the
like
game, while the other two
Sentient.
just kind of like
Mission complete.
Very
We
nice.
did it.
they
And the
get
crowd
by,
goes
you know.
wild.
Hello.
Yay.
What a handsome looking team,
That's right.
and well appointed to support each other and to play with each other's
Good
strengths
job
and
on a random
weaknesses.
strike.
That's how it's going to go. This has just been a taste
You did so
of how
good.
things are going to happen starting October 1st. Obviously, you won't have this many riches that they had to play with.
many
Going to
riches.
need to play some Destiny. Going to need to go out and get some new armor pieces. We'll start you off with your Solstice set and one of your
Yeesh,
favorite
don't tell
exotics
me
for
what
each
to
build.
do.
And from there, you'll be earning these mods. Pay a visit to the gunsmith. This has just been one way to build a Titan, a Warlock, and a Hunter. We can't wait for you to
Alright,
show
I
us
know.
all
There's,
of
I
the
think
other
they're
ways.
showing Shifal at Gamescom in Germany.
I'm good now, Bungie. I'm good. Well, that was fun.